Residents of Calais village and the Shilovana family here in this village are still reeling in shock following a fire that claimed 4 lives on Friday evening. As you can see behind me, the fire consumed that one-room structure on Friday evening, costing the lives of 4 children aged 3, 7 and 9 and who are siblings alongside their 11-year-old cousin. It's not yet clear how the fire started and what could have happened, but the preliminary information that we have at this point is that the mother of the 3 children and alongside her brother had just left the house to go to their mother's homestead to fetch food, because the following day they were expecting to have celebrations to receive back their son who had gone to initiation school and he was due back on that Saturday. So they were fetching food for that celebration. When they came back, according to them, they saw smoke bowling out of that household, and when they tried to get in to rescue the children, the mother in the process also got hurt and she was sent to a nearby hospital. At this point, it's not clear how the fire started and how they started that fire, but what we know is that this household does not have electricity, and in this household they rely on firewood for cooking. But according to the family, they only use that firewood outside the house that burnt down. But to speak more about what could have happened, I'm joined by the children's uncle, Mr. Jeffrey Shiluvana. Mr. Shiluvana, ke leboana kwa lena. Le re ka Labotlhano o teetšhene mo?
Ka Labotlhano re ile re tswa re le gae, ga re fitlha ka mo ra khumana le gore go thuba mosi, ga re ke dumela ra khumana le gore bana ba swa, ndo ya swa, bana ba swa ka ntlone, ra buela le bati, ra thoma go khametsi ka mekorotswane re phima mollo go fitlhela o tima.
And then ma bana yena o bjane, bana le ba bone ba bjane le ba lebelela?
Bana ba swele, ma bana o lekeletše gore o tshwara lebati lela wa bula la motšhuba diatla.
Ka mokibela le be le nyako ba le monyanya wa go amogela ngwana, mara ne bjale o patile?
Ya go badile gana bjane ge re nyaka go amogela ngwana a jwa mphatong.
Le fila bjang ka taba ye?
Ke feel guilty. A ntshware gabotse.
That is the uncle of those 4 deceased children who was with the mother when they came back and found that fire. He's just reciting that they started seeing the fire before they reached the homestead, and when they got here, they tried their level best to quell that fire, got water, but at that time the children were already screaming and they were already burnt, most of them. And he says the mother in that process also got hurt. But there's also neighbors that have been coming to this homestead just to send their words of comfort, but also to assist the family. One of them is Mr. Kosa, who says he's been here since yesterday when a temporary structure was brought in for the family. Dr. Kosa, thank you so much for your time. Let's talk through this tragedy happened on a night when the entire village was preparing for celebrations the following day. Just take us through how you are feeling as a community member and what you've seen since that tragedy.
Yes, no, thank you for the opportunity. Even though the situation is very bad, you can say thank you. Actually, on Friday night, it was loud noise in this village, because they were expecting the initiate, those who were coming back on Saturday from mountain school. So they had to celebrate for the whole night. So unfortunately, during that noise, that is when the house of the neighbors caught fire, and unfortunately there were 4 kids inside. So as a member of the community, it is really bad, because one other thing that also it's very bad is that this woman managed to build this structure. It took her a very long time to make up to build this structure. And also, as you know, that you can't buy a person's life from the shop. So those 4 kids, to lose them, 4 of them, it's something else. They will never recover from this. But as neighbors and community members will be there to issue support so that at least this can be easy.
I've seen several houses as we were walking around this village that don't have electricity. I'm sure as a community member, because this family depends on firewood for cooking and other things, this could have been what led to this, that these children were used to a fire and things like that. It must be worrying if there are still households that are not electrified.
Yes, I think also we will also take this opportunity to speak to the government, because the leaders of the government are here. I also think one other thing that the government should also do is that when they are coming to assist in the family, to also look into the houses that don't have electricity and try to electrify them in order to avoid situations like this, because it can be here today, but remember, without electricity we use fire, we use candles, and then tomorrow it can be another house, and especially when we lose people's lives.
Thank you so much. That is the neighbor of the 4 Shiluvana children who lost their lives on Friday evening, a day just before they were supposed to celebrate their brother's return from initiation school. But right now, those 4 children have lost their lives. We understand their mother is lying in hospital with some burn wounds and also on her hand, and also being cut by some of the corrugated iron that we used to close the windows of this household. We will be speaking to the local mayor of the Marule municipality just to find out what sort of support they will be bringing to this family. But we'll also be speaking to the MEC of Community Safety, who's also one of the people to rush to this family to see what sort of support they could bring to the family.